Alright guys, so we are tuned in to another book review. And the book that we are reviewing this week is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Right now. Anybody who's in the self-development field has heard about this book at least once. That's actually the reason why I picked it up. Not only that, this book was first written in 1936. So I was wondering, how is it still relevant today in 2018? So this book is actually very well structured. It's separated in 4 parts, and in those 4 parts, there's actually 30 principles. So I'm going to talk about each part and give you a couple of the principles on each one, the ones that actually hit home with me a bit more. So in the first part of the book, he talks about the fundamental techniques in handling people. And one of the principles he talks about is arousing the other person an eager want. Now how he explains that is, Dale Carnegie says he likes to go fishing. And when he fishes, he doesn't put on the rod what he would like to eat. So it's not chocolate, it's not berries, it's not whatever he likes, but it's what is going to attract the fish. So in fact, it's a worm. So that's what he puts on the rod. Now this concept is very good in everyday life as an entrepreneur, or just when you're dealing with somebody. Don't think about what you want, but think about what the other person wants in front of you. So in an entrepreneurial world, don't think about, oh, you want to get a transaction done or you want to get something done to bring money in your pocket, money in your company, but think about what is the client going to gain out of it. So always look at it on their perspective. And in fact, once you give value to them, it'll be so much more easier to get the end result for you, which is an income. So always think about that. So the second part of the book talks about 6 ways to make people like you. One of the principles is become genuinely interested in the other person. Now we have all done this. We've seen a colleague, we've seen a friend, and we've asked them how was their weekend. And we were just doing that to be socially correct. But in fact, we weren't really listening to them and we weren't interested to what they were saying. But if we switch it around and we really tone in and to listen to their story, then we'll notice that and they'll give us more and they'll open up to us more. And from there, we'll actually create a solid friendship. Another principle that I really liked in the book was smile more. It is so simple. Go around smiling, even when you're not talking to anybody. If you have a frown face, nobody's gonna approach you. And smiling is free, doesn't cost anything. So get to smiling more. So the third part of the book talks about win people to your way of thinking. Now one of the principles says, let the other person do the great deal of talking. Now in my background of sales, over the years, I've understood that selling is actually not telling. It's actually asking questions. So you just plant the seed and let them talk. Plant the seed and let them talk. And you watch this beautiful tree grow. And when they're doing the great deal of the talking, they're usually selling themselves. And they actually think it's their own idea. That's actually another principle in the book. Let the person believe that the idea is actually theirs. So that's one way to go about it. Now the fourth and final part of the book talks about be a leader. Now the principle I'm going to talk about is call attention on people's mistakes indirectly. So if you see somebody doing something wrong, don't go up to them and tell them, you did this wrong, fix it. Maybe approach them in a more smoother way of saying, I saw what you tried to do here. Maybe if we would have done this, this, or this, do you think the result would have been better? So get them a part of the solution. Now, another principle in this same part that links in properly is go ahead and actually tell them a mistake that you did before criticizing theirs. So once again, the same situation, you can go up to that person and say, I actually made that mistake many times before in the beginning parts of my career, and I understand why it happened. But what do you think if we would have done, once again, this, or this? So that's just a more empathetic way to go about it. And in fact, the person won't see you as somebody that's bossing them, but actually guiding them and leading them towards the right direction. My impressions on the book. Anybody who wants to develop their communication skills or their leadership skills, this book is a must. It really walks you through the step-by-step processes to develop those skills. Now on my end, I picked up this book because it was written in 1936 and I was wondering how it's still relevant today in 2018. And in fact, what I realized that it's actually more relevant now than ever. In my opinion, in the day and age that we are today with the technology, we are sometimes losing our human touch. And over here, it actually helps us bring that back and just remember what we could do to better that. And in my perspective, every time I was reading the principles, I was saying, oh my God, yeah, this makes sense. Oh my God, that's logical. Oh yeah, I thought of that. But the thing is, we have to remember to know and not to do is really not to know. So if we're reading something over here and we're not implementing it, in fact, we don't know it. So implement everything that you read or heard over here. Now, for anybody who wants to pick it up, I am gonna put it in the show notes, so you can go ahead and do that. It's gonna be an Amazon link. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna leave you off with this. Live your life on purpose and with purpose. Peace. Hello guys, thank you very much for watching another video once again. If you liked it, please like and subscribe and share it with all of your friends. If you want to get a more in-depth look into my life, here are some social media platforms that you can do that. And I will see you in the next video.